Guess who forgot to make the song list?
It's me. My mic is also tipped over. Enjoy the noise. 1 second. Up. Here we are. Welcome to BeepBox Radio. I need to write the list. 1 second. It is episode 48. It is August 26th. And it is the year of our Lord 2023. Save as. Copy it all. And paste it in the Discord. Baba Booey. Alright. Mark unread for the Q&A because I don't want to read that right now. And go back to the stream. Hello there. Shorter song list today. Let me count up real quick. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 25 songs. So that's like 5 songs less, I think, if I did the math right. But what I want to try doing is like cut back on the songs a little bit, have a little bit more time at the end for like Q&A and viewer response stuff and blah blah blah. We'll see how we like it. I mean, we're also starting early, so there's a few small changes that are going on right now. Yeah, that list should be up to date. If not, I messed something up. But if so, it's good. There's not... I need to fix the link? What? It's an album?! Oh, no, that's just... Okay. I guess I'll remember that. I'll make a note of that. Right now, by looking at it. I'll fix that later. Anyways, in the meantime, I'll just get you all started on some cheeky little tunes, right? Here, I messed that up. I forgot to fix it. Alright. Turn that off. Turn that on. Turn that on. Where am I? Turn that on. There we go. And fix that. This is a mess already. There we go. Fixed up. All good. This is Memoir by QWERTY. Let's go. Nothing here. love static. Wait, how's the meme go? I like listening to static. That's it. That's how it goes. I like listening to static. 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 That's not the original, but it'll do. Copy image, link, put it right there. Yeah, this is a totally unedited meme. That's normal. The Charlie Brown is the image and there isn't. I think that's like a Noise album cover. Anyway, that was QWERTY with Memoir. Next up, Multi, Live to Breathe. But before that, I'm gonna do a cheeky little mention. QWERTY loves Japanese chords. That's it. That's the mention. Okay. Live and Breathe, and no comments here, so let us continue onward. Wah? Wah? So it has a loop, it has an end as well, but the end doesn't end. Oh well, that was Live and Breathe by Multi. You heard it. There you go. I guess it's okay. That was good though. I really like that. Just had a weird ending. America Has a Cromer by Francis Brooms. And the song title here is Beyonce with an interrobang at the end. So, no comment here. Let us listen. The consequences of adding sampling to BeepBox. I love it. That was a mashup of I Can Only Assume It's Called America Has a Problem by I can only assume the artist was Beyonce, which is how you pronounce the name. Anyway, next song. Comment this time. Fantastic. Hi, this is Shanty. Hold on, you said you didn't submit a song. Lol, I submitted this because it bangs so hard. Duckby, I hope you won't mind. I just thought more people should hear this, so here we go. Hold on, wait. So, Shanty, you submitted it, but then you gave Duckley's ping to, you devious little creature. Anyway, I can only assume this is this song, because that's the order it's in. And so, Mega Man Terminal, Hydrant Man. Also, copyright happens anyways. I just hope this doesn't get taken down. And if it does, we can just silence the bit. There you are. Short and sweet, Hydrant Man by Duckley, with a little bit of a note by Shanty. Next up, we're getting Water Bloom by Mid the Composer, with a lengthy note attached. Let's just get reading. Can't believe I've never submitted this to the radio yet. This is Water Bloom, a grand remake of its old counterpart. It's sort of old now, so it doesn't compare much to my current standards. Also, sorry for being dry on music lately. Can't find much to do. Now, sit back, feel no pain. These flowers grow under the rain. You're not the only one that submits to BB Radio. Other people should be submitting too. Submit the songs you would like to hear to BB Radio. Form is in the description or pinned in the channel. I accept most songs. Make sure to submit good songs. Songs you like. Submit the songs you... Just good songs. Give me music. Give me music. Anyway, Water Bloom by Mid the Composer. That's not right. It's that title, not that title. That title. From the Solar Lands OST, of course. That was a fantastic ending. Wonderful chord there. That was, of course, Waterbloom by Mid the Composer. Now, next up is a NEP song, and I read the note preemptively. It says, "Hey yo, the Pokemon samples are very loud, even in at negative numbers, so it might be worth turning it down a tad, eh, Luigi?" So, like, I'm gonna do a cheeky little new blank song, and say you've got a sound. Right, already that's pretty quiet, so let's boost that up. Good square wave, right? So let's turn that down. That's silent, but one tick up. This pretty quiet, but we can go further. Mod channel. Pitch 1, pitch 1. Note volume, mix volume. I'll actually set this at the maximum possible value. And if it is set that down to, like, boom, it's already fixed, and like, but I can go even further. Listen to how quiet that is. Even with the limiter and the instrument gain itself at the maximum, you can suppress things real far by doing the mix volume down to -24. So, like, there's a range of volumes you can do, just, like, to point it out, not like, NEP, you should have done this, but, like, in case you didn't know, if you want to work with loud samples that are problematically loud. Bleh. Battle Girl B Wants to Battle by NEP, originally by B, of course. You know, actually, that wasn't that bad. That didn't really peak out the limiter at all. So, good mixing, NEP. Bravo. Round of applause. I hope my mic picked up at least some of that. Alright, next up, Moonlight by Coog, Leadphones, and Charwall. Now, there's a cheeky bit of story here. A very special... I keep on saying cheeky. I need to stop saying cheeky. I don't like that word anymore. A very special thank you to Macaron, who inspired this song with an old whip he posted. This was originally meant to be, I keep highlighting text, a birthday present for him, but we started early and got impatient. This is from 2022. So it's a bit of an old one. And of course, it's in the Moonlight theme. Here we are then. And so, I am banning Coog, headphones, and Char from the radio. They will never be heard from again. In fact, they've been banished, and I love to say this, to the dungeon. Where is it? There it is! Heck yeah, no more Sans, let's go. Sans is gone, and so are Coog and headphones and Charwall. Anyway, moving on. My new John Egbert shirt came, or, as the full title is, my John Egbert shirt came. Hold on, let me read the actual title. And I'm happy about that because my old one was really dirty, or just my new John Egbert shirt came. The title is a true story, says Pizza Consumer. I came downstairs and my parents already opened the box, so it was like on a chair in the dining room table. On a chair in the dining room table. I sure hope the table's alright. It was pretty awesome. Wearing it right now. I love Homestuck. Also, most instruments were helped with, created always, on the server, so thanks you always. Words there might be not the right ones, but regardless. Music, and that's what we're here for, not literature. This sucks. Maybe I'm the fool, but I'm gonna blame Pizza Consumer instead, because could have not done that. Could not done that. Could have just gone all the way over and bippity boppity boo. Empty loop at the end for you. You're banned from BeepBox Radio. Enjoy. Welcome to the club. We're all bands today. This is Cat Jam by Raz. Their owners are very talented musicians, and it seems the cats have learned a thing or two. This is my first time ever trying to jam like this. I would appreciate some crucial feedback. Well, I'll see what I have to say, but it's probably not going to be much, because these are some cats doing some jams, right? So, like, Cat Jam. Those are some funky cats. I did forget to read. Welcome to the first Cat Jam of 2023. Today, we've got some good cats playing today. Sabra on keyboard, Azun, one of the names on guitar, Harlan on drums, Lenny, no way, on bass, and guest star Tamara on flute. Let's give it a listen, which we already have, of course. This video was mainly inspired by Lead Phones' Three Cats in a Trench Coat, and just a good old funk jam. Now, notes for this, it did sound like a jam because like there were some kind of awkward bits in the middle with the drum solo, and like everyone started talking around this part, you know? That's just what happens. If you wanted to make it more, I guess, realistic, have like repeating sections or have multiple instruments take solos, have it evolve a little bit, but stay on that main like chord vamp you got there going. Because you have the melody just once, and it's kind of doing its thing, and it never comes back again. And you got the chords doing their stuff, and it's just doing that stuff the whole time, except for the drum solo. And the bass is just funking out. I agree with that. That is a good bass. Like, don't be afraid to give each instrument its own spotlight, right? Food for thought for later, I guess. In any case, that was Cat Jam. Next up, Tender Love by Liminal, I can only assume is the way you pronounce that. It's a pretty simple word, eh? But I was given no pronunciation guide, so must assume some things. Tender Love by Liminal, no comment provided. I have a feeling that was meant to loop. Sad. Let's just rewind a teeny little bit. And now, the fade out. Well, the DJ talks over top of it. That was Tender Love by Liminal. Coming up next, we've got Kirby, Defenders of Dreamland's OSTs versus Puppet Day-to-Day, covered by Tohomoko. No comment provided. So, here we are. Drumbox song, so no samples, none of that cheaty stuff. Heck yeah, a baked-in fade-out. Love it when that happens. That was Tohomoko's versus Puppet Day-to-Day from the Kirby Defenders of Dreamland OST. That's a long title to get right. Alright. Mind Palace by Lenny, our favorite composer in chat. They wrote the title music, you know. Check them out. They're cool. We love Lenny. Lenny's great. Mind Palace. No comment given. You know what? Unfortunately, I'm going to stop it right there. Lenny, my dearest. Mix volume, please. Much better. There you have it, the improved version of Mind Palace by Lenny. Coming up next, Candlelit Nights by Jelly, rhyming names. Funny thing about Jelly, she wrote the end music. We really love Jelly in this chat as well. They're both very cool people. This song is about a bit of relationship eventually being ended by something not from this realm. Oh yeah, and a murder. Can't forget about that. With the provided context as well, what if the last time you stormed off bitterly from a heated conversation was the last time you talked to someone? Would you try to make it up to them then? Would you try to make it up to them then? I can read. Or would you wait? It's not always true what they say. Good doesn't always come to those who wait. Mwahahaha, whatever that implies. Candlelit Nights by Jelly. Undertale? No way! I love Undertale! That's my favorite RPG! Did you know that Undertale was made in one day by one person? His name is Toby Fox, and he's so cool, and he's also... So that was Candlelit Nights by Jelly. Moving on, next, we've got Cheeky Little Song by me. I said cheeky again. I hate this. This is 5 Spiral. It wasn't on radio at any point. I checked before I submitted. But... there's no but. It was for a 1-hour battle on Battle of the Bits. Made it in an hour. Simple as 5 Spiral. Heck yeah. I'm just trying to grab the thing that it was based off of because I run the show and I can choose to do that. Okay, so if I just grab that and chuck it over here, this is the 5 Spiral that it's titled after. Pretty cool, I think. Anyway, next up. Where are my buttons? Where are my controls? This is... Ooh. This is Say So by... I never remember if it's Doja Cat or Doja Cat. Covered by Ivy, featuring Mario. Fantastic. I can't believe Ivy got the Mario Jumpman Mario, Charles Martinet, to feature on this track. It's insane. It's incredible. The feats that we can reach with Ultrabox, I tell you. Next up, the Seychelles Islands, originally by Masayoshi Takanaka, covered by Lenny. We got a couple Lenny songs on today, it looks like. This is, of course, a Jumbox song. No samples used, just synthesis. Let's go. Wait a minute, there's a comment. Seychelles is one of my favorite albums, and as of the 26th, it's been a year since I discovered it. Honestly, this date snuck up on me, but I managed to get something done just in time. And there are 3 little emojis. I think that's an island, a sun, and a sparkle. There we are then. Lenny's cover of Masayoshi Takanaka's The Seychelles Islands. Okay, there's a specific thing in there. Just one thing that the drums do. It's that bit where it jumps ahead a beat. Just a second. It's right here. Boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, ka, ka, ka. You know, like that. Boom, ka, like yeah. It's such a good little like burst of energy. It makes you think it's gonna go double time just for a split second. You know. I love that. I can only assume that was in the original, but if that was a compositional choice by you, Lenny, then geez. There's a lot of great ways to write the drums. I gotta learn this style. So good. Next up, Joyride by Ezra. We just got a series of fantastic beepers today, eh? There is no comment for this one, I remember, because I submitted it. However, it seems, if I remember correctly, that Lenny is the reason that Ezra started writing in 7/4, which this is in. So, connections. Simple as. Joyride by Ezra. Next up, Choose Your Theme by 13JS, otherwise known as Fuzzy in the Discord server. This one I believe is a bit short. Gonna let it loop through one time, play the ending. Choose your theme. Well, I sure hope you've made your choice because your time to choose a theme is now over. Thank you for participating in the survey. Next up, we have Quaternionic Manifold, a collaboration between Graves and Hailstorm. I hope you enjoy this song as we... what am I doing? Why am I doing that type of radio voice? That's not me. Quaternionic Manifold, Graves and Retro Reaper, a collaboration between the two. This was for the album Static Head, if memory serves. There was a comment here. Due to a variety of circumstances, I can't provide the finished beeps link, and the tiny URL may be wrong since iOS Safari doesn't give you the basic flippin' ability to just copy and paste, and for some reason it's only in Notepad. As if they couldn't just copy and paste that code to Safari. What the flip? Anyway, this is both a song in the album Static Head and the final boss theme of the RPG Axial Disc 1. Interesting. Quaternionic Manifold by Hailstorm and Graves. And unfortunately, Despite the fact that it's such a good song, it wasn't in an empty loop, and therefore, it's not a good song and it fails the test. Next up, Zaxxas Mounts. Now, this is a one-time thing because I decided so. The link right here goes to Pandora's Box, .nintendo, but it sucks. Because when you open it up, oh no, everything's replaced with the spiky chip wave because the samples are weird, and there's a bunch of empty channels for no reason. So, what's going on here is that this used to work, but it doesn't no more because it broke. Surprise, surprise. So, SoundCloud. The one time I'll play a song through SoundCloud, and it's 44 seconds long. Fix your links and submit them. I ain't doing this again, okay? Maybe that's supposed to be X-axis, not Zaxxas. Anyway, this could be replaced by Ultrabox. Like if you take the link data and chuck it into Ultra, or file export as JSON, and then import that, you should be able to get it into Ultra, get all the samples back through legacy samples. Easy as cake, right? In case you want to fix any broken links like this. Just so you know for the future. Next up, oh no, it's a double Imposaurus feature, because I found out that there are some songs I never even sent in the server, so I'm doing them now. Happy Smiley, by me. I think it's the right volume. I might fix that real quick, if it's not. Dang, glad that's over. That was long. I forgot about that. That was Happy Smiley by me. Soon to be on my album. Releasing soon. Releasing soon. When? I don't know, but it's releasing soon. Got like 2 hours of music on it. It's pretty cool. It's gonna be the best album. Anyway, Chuck's cover of Kirby Dream Buffet's Results by Jun Ishikawa, Kirby Superstar style. I can talk. Let's go. Ultrabox time. Woot woot. I really appreciate those built-in fade-outs. They're fantastic. Thank you, Chuck. Next, Nobo's original song, why did I stutter on that? Moxie's Trip to the Grocery Store, otherwise known as F. Enjoy! Moxie did it. Let's go, boys. That was Moxie's trip to the grocery store with a victory theme at the end because Moxie did it. Let's go. That was Moxie's trip to the grocery store by Nobo. Next up on our list is Blast from the Past, a track by Jumbus, which is, allegedly, according to the note given, a very old draft which had nothing changed except for a lead being added. Jumbus's very own Blast from the Past, in vanilla, no less. There you are. Yeah, like, comparing that, a vanilla song from a while ago, allegedly, to Nobo's Moxie song, like, shows how far we've come, I like to think. Anyway, I believe this is the last song we have queued up before I give you a cheeky bit of Cheeky again! I keep saying cheeky. I don't know what it is with me. Before we get to the Q&A segment, but of course before that, I'm going to take a little break for myself, get myself some water, maybe get myself a snack, come right back. It'll only be like 5-10 minutes at most. And then I'll have until like past, I'm thinking, for a Q&A. In any case, this is our final song for the evening before Q&A and outro. You Are Each Other's Picturesque Scenery by Sopic. But their strength lays not in their arms, but their heart. I never thought I would find you, someone like me. Someone who loves like I do, from the other side. All this time, I was so alone. And they were just like me. Dang. That was a long one. How long is that? I gotta check that out. Export. 9 minutes! Well, thank you for joining us for that wonderful glimpse into Soap's psyche. It was terrifying. I am gonna go take a leak. You should send me questions in the thread and BB Radio General, the Q&A thread. Send me questions, I'll answer them. Send me songs you want critique on, please be specific, and I'll give you that critique. Give me a prompt to write a song with, and I guess I might do that as well, because someone already did that. Be back in a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to do a cheeky... What's the pause music right now? Pluviophile, it looks like. Alrighty. Wow. Wait. I've almost got it set up. There we go. It should be, yeah, that should be fine. I want to make sure it loops. So, properties. Loop. Alright. There we are. Back in a minute. No more pause music. Now, on to the Q&A bits. Let me just open up a blank box screen so I can go back to here. And, of course, I need to change the titling. Live imp reaction. Q&A. And other things. That'll work. And there we go. Just move that a little bit to the side. So, what do we got on the docket right now? Oh, my mic was knocked over. My bad. First off, I need to reply to this. What do I think of a 24/7 BB radio? That is something I want to do. It'll be hard because I don't know how to do it, but I want to set up a bot of some kind that can pull from a library of songs and constantly broadcast that. Either that, or it'll be a library of songs that you can pull from on request to have a stream of music for yourself. It would probably still be live synthesized if it's like Drumbox, BeepBox, stuff like that. But if we want to include Ultrabox stuff, I might have to make it a library of MP3s, which would take up a lot more storage space. But realistically, I could still do it. Like, I've got a lot of music on my phone. I don't remember exactly how much, but it's days and days and days. I'm going to check that right now. And I know it only takes up like 50 gigabytes. So if I check the total amount of music on my phone, yeah, almost 11,000 songs, over 600 hours. We haven't even played 1,000 songs on radio before. So, like, that could easily be achievable if I get, like, a server with a hard drive with more than 50 gigs on it. Which is almost certainly going to happen. Right. Thoughts on 12-tet? 12-tet's cool. It does enable you to play in basically any key. It removes some of the like really cool consonant stuff, like the just intonation of the major chord when you have that going. That sounds really good. So if you want to have those transcendental harmonies, you have to learn how to tune your notes a bit better, which like players already do. If you're playing with people or you're singing with people in a barbershop quartet, you kind of tune for that harmonic seventh, which is what, 30 cents flat from a regular minor seventh, or you tune to that major third, which I believe is a bit flat compared to how it is in 12-tet, which is a little bit sharp. 12-tet's a great compromise. It's like the best we could have ever done, but you can always do fancier things. It just takes a little bit of technique. Comment ça va? Comme ci, comme ça. Make something with this, I am told. What is this? Let me pull the link up. Oh no. I don't like the loop on that. Whatever. You know what? I didn't have my desktop audio unmuted. That sounds so weird. I don't like that. I mean, I could make something with that. Probably not gonna right now. Oh, and I would also like to submit a formal complaint of the radio being supportive of creative suppression. Alright, about that. Quality control is something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I do feel it'll make the radio better to, like, take out a few songs that generally aren't the best. Like, everyone's seen tinyurl.com/IP song. Everyone's seen a song that's kind of like this. Like, obviously not that bad, but some people are just starting out BeepBox and they put the song on the radio, and that's cool. I would love to support fledgling artists, but radio, unfortunately, probably isn't the best place for that. Because the people who come here to listen to good music, and when you start out, you're not making good music. You need to practice to get better, and you can be making music that's good for your skill level, but it is not good. There's not really much other way to say that. People make bad music when they start writing music. Just happens. People make bad food when they start learning to cook. People can't drive a car when they start to learn how to drive a car. So I do think quality control, just making sure the songs are more or less good to put on radio, is a good thing to keep the quality of the radio a bit higher, have people come on and listen to things they want to listen to. It will, of course, end up with some songs being rejected. And that's a tough call to make. Like, if I want to cut a song off, do I just say, hey, your song isn't good enough, or do I just not play the song? That's something I still need to decide. How do I decide where the quality control cutoff is? I'm probably going to have a couple people listen to the song cue beforehand, mark it with, should we play this, should we not play it? Stuff like that, right? But for the first, 45 episodes, we had no quality control, is the thing. Any song you submitted got on, and there were some stinkers, I'm sure. And it wasn't always fun to just listen to someone's first experimental song, which has this as the drums the entire time. If I can make it real quick. Here. Like, not the best song. Sick remix, but it is how it is, and I feel like I really need to justify that decision because it upsets people to not have their songs played, rightfully so, and I don't like upsetting people. I did allow Particle Accelerator because that was funny. Okay, bad beeps are, and if they're funny, are allowed, but if they're just that, you know? I'm responding to something else that Nep added to the comment there. Edited during my segment. Whoo! Itchy to get words in. Also, please make people aware that soon Nepu is no longer going to be developing for Ultrabox, and the As Your Lane theme is no longer happening. That's your call, Nep. I'm not delving into that on radio. But yeah, Nep's not going to be developing for Ultrabox anymore, I guess. Let's see this. This is the first time I messed with the limiter. Is it good? Lol. Let us check it. So let's see what's up with the limiter. Doesn't look like really anything's changed. Yep, just changing the gain a little bit. But that's good, eh? Just changing the master gain is a great way to make a song that's way too quiet, which we've had a couple of on this radio, actually be an acceptable level. That's what the limiter's for, partially. Alright, so something I am going to say, it seems like some of these things are balanced a bit poorly. Like, let's just go back a bit, see how this is going. So we got percussion channels there. Interesting. That's something I would put a little bit of a high pass on just because we don't need the bass information, IMO. So we got that, then let's get this in. Like, all that grit and stuff, and the echo on there too, is kind of like layering up and making it a bit unclear. Especially like stuff like that that leads out. It can sound cool on choral things that are more spread out, softer sounding, but it can also make things more messy, like it blurs things together. So if I... And then this was a bit quiet, so pop it up a little bit, take a little bit on the top off. And if I listen to it now, it's a bit more audible. I feel like you shouldn't be afraid of... That's silly. You shouldn't be afraid of having things in... I'm going to stop talking over it. You shouldn't be afraid of having things in the front a bit more. I'm going to skip ahead a bit. I assume that's going to be a cool build-up. Ooh, that is a good laugh. You don't really hear this. What you could do, pan it to a side, and now you can hear it. Just a little bit more. But then, of course, something I would want to do is have something else on the other side to balance it out. So you could put this to the left and then put it to the right, you know? Add a mod channel, pitch 9, pan, and something like this. Maybe not that strongly. You can even just do like 25 and 75-ish. And it just makes it a little bit more present, you know? Adds a little bit more dynamics to the mix. And then here it's using the same instrument, so I'll just set that back to 50. But there is something that you might want to think about more. Mixing things in stereo more. Like, it looks like you have that a bit with that laugh, but everything else is all 50, except for this one that I changed myself. So stereo, having things go to the left and right, is a very important part of giving a mix more space, making it feel like it's taking up the room, you know? Or just making it feel like it's somewhere that's more than just dead ahead of you. It's a bit hard to get into just right now, but putting things to the left and the right sounds good, generally. Anyway. Like that's one more thing I'm going to say. Reverb on stuff can sound good, but it can tend to make it more washed out again. Especially when it's lower down, you got to be careful about whether you need the reverb or whether you're just doing it because makes it sound big. It's a call to make, depends on what style you want to write. Wonderful. So I just gave comments throughout that. I feel like that's sufficient. Now, let's see. One more link here. An experiment. And do I think it sounds ragtimey enough? I also see Lenny typing. Let's see. Nope, not ragtime. It's not nearly fast enough. It's minor. Minor is sad. That's not ragtime. I will say, though, if you're thinking, does this sound authentic like the genre? I can only assume that you're listening to reference tracks already, But if you want something to fit a genre, find a song in the genre and listen to that. That's a thing that happens a lot with jazz music. You listen to the songs and then you transcribe their solos, and then by playing their solos, you learn how to play like them. If you listen to a lot of pop rock, then like make music that's set, like copying the pop rock style, copy the drum patterns, copy how they mix the songs, copy the types of chords they use. Eventually you'll be able to just throw those little bits of vocabulary around, you know? That's a very important part of learning how to write in a style. Listen to the examples of it. Sorry if my chair is squeaky, by the way. I can't tell how much it's being picked up. Maybe not at all. Who knows? Wait a second. That sounded like Creep for a second. I don't know. I do think it sounds nice, though. I think with ragtime, you normally think ragtime piano. That's really only the piano. No strings like that. I do, however, think like this does sound good so far. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing because there is a comment here by the Bubbies. Should I focus on mixing or songwriting when giving critique? I think songwriting is more important but harder to quantify than mixing, and I don't necessarily want to impede artistic vision. But I also don't want a song to be held back by composition mistakes. What do you think? Now, I think you should give both types of critique, but at different times. And even then, you shouldn't give mixing critique at other times too. It's at what stage of the songwriting are they at? Have they just got... My computer just turned off. My laptop, that is, not my desktop. I don't know why. But I'm going to lean back for this one. All right. When you're starting the song, just the critique that you would give, well, the advice that I would give is find a song that you want to write for, and a set of instruments, a song style that you want to write in. And then once someone's got an idea, I'd say, hey, this is a good idea. What's going on here? Well, I hear that you are writing in a kind of rock style. You've got the guitars going and you've got the bass going. It seems like the drums and the bass aren't really locked into each other. I think you should focus on that groove going forward. I hear this melodic idea that you're doing. You should definitely try to elaborate on that. You should maybe use this song structure that goes well with alt pop or punk rock songs or whatever. And like maybe once they've got the song structure done and they play the song and the melody's just not sticking with me, I can say, hey, you're still in the process of writing this song. You haven't like got everything perfectly done and just mixing. So I'm going to say this now. The melody feels off. I think that it is weak because of these things here, or it doesn't exactly fit with the rest of the song, or the way that you sang it, it's like you're trying to sing an opera over top of distorted guitar. Like, it just doesn't fit. To me, these are the reasons why it doesn't fit. You can perfectly well give your opinions without stifling creative vision, so long as both of you understand that it's your opinion, you're speaking from your knowledge, and they're working from theirs. A lot of people, I think, tend to take, I don't like this, as this is bad. And I think you can say something is bad in the context of it is not an effective portrayal of the ideas in this genre if you are trying to do that genre. Like I said with opera singing over distorted guitar, maybe that's what you want to do. And I can totally imagine like opera over distorted guitar, that could shred, you know. We've all heard classical music done with metal guitars. That's fantastic. But if you don't know why you're making a decision, or you're writing music and you just do what you want, and then someone says, hey, this doesn't feel good, this is why it doesn't feel good to me, then you can always make the choice, well, I want to do it anyway, or I'll take that advice and I'll rewrite it and I'll keep in mind your critique. But then, of course, once the songwriting is over, if they're done writing, they like what the notes they have and the instruments they chose for them, then don't give critique on that, because that's not what they're looking for. It's about the stages of the song, because now they're on the mixing, they're on the how do these fit together sonically? Do I want to raise one thing? Do I want to EQ at the mids of another? Do I want to pan these left or right? What do I do? They're already done producing and writing and composing and arranging. They just need to make it shine, and then they need to master it, and it's done. You never tell people how to write a song when the song's already written and they're just doing the spell checking, basically. Your job as a proofreader isn't to say, this character archetype doesn't work, and I found that ending a bit cliched, and maybe you should have rewritten the dialogue here. No, your job is just to find spelling errors at that point. And I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind, both when you're receiving critique and when you're asking for it and when you're giving it. Like, ask for the critique you want to hear at that moment, but also be aware of what type of critique that they can get. Giving critique is also a skill that you really have to develop, I think, and it's something I'm still working on a lot. There's the Critique Crew channel in the BeepBox server that I basically never interact with, but I do wish I did. And whenever I give feedback on songs that I'm judging or stuff here, I try to focus on things that I think they're asking for or that I think would be useful. Like, mixing is a really easy thing, or instrumentation is a really easy thing to give feedback for because it's all laid out in front of me. And I don't want to give songwriting advice for, like, it's already gone. But this one here, I gave instrumentation advice because that's what was asked for. It wasn't really about the mixing. The mixing doesn't matter right now, and it was pretty good anyway. Or Shanti's song, I gave advice on the mixing and like how to design the instruments, not the composition, because that wasn't the focus of it. It's something that needs to be developed, something that needs a lot more open communication. You can't be defensive when receiving critique, and oh, this just reminds me, it's especially hard to give critique to beginners because you don't really know where to start. Like, if someone is making IP Logger's song, how do you tell them that it's bad, right? That's something that I definitely need to figure out, but one of the ways that I do that is ask them what they're going for and why it sounds like that. Like, explain to me your creative process. How did you decide to do the things that you did? I don't know, it just sounded good. Well, that type of thought put into your art isn't really that good, I guess. But if you're starting out, that's all you have. Words. I'm not quite sure. Let's say, for example, that you have a drum beat and you kind of know what you're doing with the drum beat. Like, maybe it's not the best drum beat, but you have it going, and then you have the verse over top and the chords and whatever. And the drums, like, you want them to be energetic, so you write energetic drums like you think would sound good. But the way you write the drums is... like, that feels high energy, but like, what are you doing, right? So you have to tune into the genre that you're trying to emulate. You want it to be high energy. Well, that is high energy, but what is it supposed to sound like? Oh, well, I want it to sound like a rock song, kind of. So then you formulate it more like a rock song. You get the kick drum going, you get the snare on the 2 and 4, and here I'm like analogizing almost, because this isn't a drum set, this is a noise channel. But you can oftentimes think of synthesized instruments as physical instruments, and you're just using them the way that you might a physical instrument. So that sounds like it's got more structure already. So if I want to then make this feel more energetic, Well, I can add some offbeats. And then let's just see how that sounds if I move that back and add a hi-hat in. Okay, maybe that's not rock anymore, but like now it's high energy and it sounds like a drum pattern that someone would actually play. And the reason for that is I used the instruments of a drum set. I started with a basic backbeat, added in some offbeats, added in some higher details in the hi-hat. That kind of makes it feel more like it's dancing around and it's more jovial and energetic, you know? And it's definitely useful to be able to explain the ways that you would write something to someone who doesn't yet know that. And that's a skill in and of itself, being able to explain your own creative process. But being able to interpret what they're trying to do and see it the way they see it, and then give them just enough to nudge them towards further development without completely overwhelming them, is a really useful way that I found to do it. I've just been rambling a lot right now, but that's just a stream of thoughts that I have on the topic of critique. I think it's really important to be able to guide someone well, and it takes a lot of time to be able to learn to do that. I don't know if I can do that well, but I try my best to, and from the feedback I've gotten, I do have a lot of good ideas. It just takes a while to be able to verbalize them. Anyway, that's what I have to say about that. It doesn't look like there are any other questions there. Oh, okay, what if they're like, I don't care what I'm going for? Never mind, I basically answered. Yeah, I did. I got flashbacks to music friends saying that to me. Yeah, like, again, with the I don't know what I'm going for, that's an issue with the focus of art in general. Like, if you just go into the kitchen and you're saying, hey, how do I make good food? You have to know what type of food you want to make. And if nothing else, you gotta make that choice for them, or you gotta make them make a choice, even if they don't like it. Because then they can learn, well, I don't want to go for that. You can't just sit down with a pencil and paper and decide to draw something. Eventually, you'll have to be more specific. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything done. Because even if you just go with your hands, well, then you go and abstract. That's a decision that, like, your creative process made for you. But if you don't hone into that, then you're just going to bring out the sequins, and then you're just going to bring out the feathers, and then you're going to get some clay and start building a pot. Like, you have to be able to focus your creativity and know what you're trying to do. Because if you don't, that's an issue with things beyond music composition. Like, not having focus in what you do makes it so you can't really achieve anything. If you don't know what the end product even vaguely might sound like, you're aimless. Sometimes it can be fun to be aimless. Like, if you already have experience writing music and you just sit down at the piano and you want to write something, plunk out a chord, that starts you. Like, a random number can start you. And then you keep on going. Well, how would I continue this chord? Well, sure, Calliope. Let's say... Those are some weird notes. Let's make that sound a bit more pleasant. Like, the instrument was already decided for me, and then I plunked out some chords, and then I got those notes, and then I just did stuff. And maybe once I take that, I think, oh, that sounds kind of like this. Well, if I can add a bass line to it, and I add some, like, sparse drums, and, like, I'm taking some elements from different things that I'm aware of, and I'm making decisions on how I want it to sound, and I'm focusing my ideas, you know? It's kind of, again, rambling. It's not a thesis statement, but you can probably get the vibes of what I'm saying, right? Anyway, it doesn't look like there's any other questions for me to answer, things for me to critique. So, I'll give you a couple more minutes And if no one else comes up, then I am going to end the radio. However, let me see if I can grab something real quick. Not that, not that. I do not want the Steam window to be open. No, nobody has ever suggested a mini imp, and I don't think I ever want to add that. That's a great idea. No. Thank you, though. Okay, where is... I had a thing. I was doing stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm going to show you some music I've been working on. Let's just open it up here. I was listening the whole time, and thanks for the critique, you're the best. Why, you're welcome, Shanty. I do try to be productive in the things I say. Anyway, this is by Curious George, Hot Men. It's from it's based on a beep that I made a long time ago called Hot Men, which is just like a 4-bar thing because someone wanted a theme of hot men. And what I've done to it basically is extend this out just into song sections with very basic stuff going on. But I do find that to be a really useful way to just get a song going. And no, I can't play more funky chords, Lenny. I'm actually not that good at piano at all. I suck at piano. But I can write funky chords, just can't play them. Anyway, what I was saying, if you have a basic song idea, just blocking out song sections. Like, I've got the intro here. And it has some ideas. And then I go into a kind of verse, I think a chorus. Actually, I think I want to remove that chip bit from the first section. Maybe I can have it later. I will put you there. Come on, put you there. Get rid of you here. So it's an elaboration. It's the main idea, plus like a piano part, which I already had written. And I repeat it again. Just get it in your ears, right? And I've got a transitionary section built off of the ideas that I had. Like the bass motion is the same. Kind of like the way that it's playing. It's in octaves, right? And I just get the kick doing some fancy stuff, some drum stuff. So it's basically the same thing I had before, but I got rid of the keys and I added this like spacey synth here and a plucky bit. And now the melody too. And that's just a new section. Like right away. Just keep most of it the same, change a few things, and it's another section. And then I get into another transition. But this one is way longer. It's twice the length actually. Then a new section, which sounds kind of the same, but I changed the bass line up. And I think I want to have it twice the length. And then it goes into the chorus again. And then it's twice the length here, so I have the main bit, and then I have the next bit again. And that's just I blocked this out in like 30 minutes. Last night, I think. 30 minutes last night, I started the 4 bars, and I have this whole song structure here. And it's not going to win any awards, but it's enough to get the juices going so that I can write melodies to it and I can alter the drums a little bit, make them fit the sections a bit more, make the bass play something a bit more interesting, change the keys in different sections. It's just a way to get started. And I think that's a very useful thing to be able to do, to make something that's okay. Because from there, you can make it better. And if you can make something okay really, really fast, you can make something good a lot faster than if you just try to perfect just the 4 bars and then you just do the first bit of the course and like, oh, I need it to be longer, so how do I improve that? And then, oh, I need to write a transition, and then, oh, I need to write a verse, and like, how am I going to do that? No, just get it all done at the start. It's easy, you know? That's my advice. So, I think I'm going to call that an episode of BeepBox Radio. Thank you all for joining me. Music was a bit shorter, and shenanigans were a bit longer. I think it was a nice one. Personally, I enjoyed it. I'm going to lead you out now with Jelly's See You Next Time, if I can get things correct. Oh yeah, I still have this. Hold on. You should listen to this. I've played it once on radio before. I love that so much. I messed it up because I was going through desktop audio too, but anyway. See You Next Time by Jelly. Coming up right now. View and song player. Get the title up. Come on. Oh, make it the right size. Here we are. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.